Senator Hollie Hughes, Liberal from New South Wales and future Labor Senator, but till then, toiling away at skynews.com.au, the Daily Telegraph and a bit of 2GB every now and then.
Thank you, Paul. The cheque's in the mail.
Yeah, well...
Sorry, I mean the funds transfer is in the Ethernet.
By 2030. So the aged care tax, surprise, surprise, this is going to happen, and anyone who's going to argue against it is somehow demanding that older people die faster in poorer conditions.
Well, no one should believe for 1 second that a levy is not a tax, and that is exactly what they're going to try and do by suggesting it's just a levy. I notice they haven't even said the word temporary, so this looks like it's going to be a permanent tax on all Australians. And, I mean, they did go to the election promising no new taxes. All they've done is taken away the $1,500 that people normally lower middle income earners would normally be receiving. They're going to increase your taxes with this aged care levy, and we're seeing just inflation through the roof. We are really on the precipice of incredibly scary economic times, yet Albo, where is he? He doesn't talk about the economy. He just talks about the voice.
Well, why would anyone ask him? There's a bunch more interesting things.
No.
It's almost like they planned for that to be a year-long distraction while they were introducing these things.
Yeah,
Joe,
funny that.
Now
And that's going so well as well at the moment, you know.
Isn't it just? Now, Joe, I understand the need for the aged care sector to have more money.
Yep.
Absolutely. But the main promise and the main thrust that was there was the 24/7 nurses. We learnt this week that the minister responsible can't even tell us how many are there currently, because it changes every day.
Yep.
And when asked what were there yesterday was the Sunday.
They don't work on Sunday.
That's how she magically gets out of it. Now they're introducing a panel to come forward and give them ideas. One of the ideas that will absolutely be part of it, and they know it up front, is this levy. So, again, broken promise, or won't someone think of Nana and Papa?
Yeah, look, I'm sure someone will try and run that argument, just like when it was with COVID-19. You know, if you oppose the most draconian lockdowns, you want to kill old people.
Correct.
Firstly, just the government has not introduced any new taxes. It is stood by its pre-election commitment
to allow
talking about temporary
this one
tax relief to subside. Right. So so the other stuff, the tax offsets, the fuel excise,
truckie tax.
That is
the new truckie tax that came in this
you might
budget.
have me on the new truckie.
Oh, okay.
Hang on, there's also the $2.4 billion onto the gas industry.
The fuel excise one, the tax offset stuff that both parties were always meant to have as temporary.
But get to the age
putting
bit.
all that aside.
Come on, tell me why the age thing's okay.
The aged care stuff, I would suggest means testing is a much better way of doing it, because what you want to do, firstly, people are going into aged care later and later in life, so you want people, I think everyone would much rather stay in their homes for as long as you possibly can. So aged care is now almost more like palliative care than it is what it used to be when these were at different places. So I think the nature of it has changed. That's why you need the nurses. The other thing with the nurses, right, is that when it ripped through St Basil's and all those nursing homes in Victoria, because Dan Andrews let the virus out of hotel quarantine, even though he had the most draconian lockdowns in the world. It was found, however, that all those nursing homes that had an actual registered nurse in them were far more likely to keep the residents alive, far more likely to have much, much lower death rates.
No, you're against the need for them. I'm saying that you can't deliver it.
So they've made that promise in the wake of that. Obviously, that threat has now subsided.
But aged care homes aren't run by the government. They're actually run predominantly by private providers.
That's right. But
so
the ones
the Australian
in
public
Victoria,
get
the government
taxed.
ones had a better rate.
The Australian people are going to get taxed. The money goes to the government.
Yeah, correct.
And then where does it go? Because aged care is run by private providers. So are they giving payments to the private providers? Are they boosting wages that are being paid for private providers? This is the sort of stuff that it's just an excuse to bring a tax in, say it's for aged care, but there's absolutely no way to say that it's going to aged care facilities because they don't run them.